people are telling you that the reason you don't complete things, or reason you don't launch, or the reason you take courses and never implement is because you don't have the right mindset, or you haven't found the right course, or just the fact that you don't have enough willpower, I'm here to tell you that's complete BS. Because first of all, relying on willpower to get anything done is setting yourself up for failure, because willpower in its essence is the ability to resist short-term temptations for long-term goals. But here's the problem. Human beings are natural procrastinators, and we are naturally drawn to instant gratification. So if you tell someone that they need to sacrifice their existing level of comfort for something that they're going to get in 3 months or 3 years, they are not going to be motivated to work for that. To top it off, willpower is a resource that is capable of depletion. So you started off your day eating healthy, working out. By the time the afternoon rolls around, you don't have any willpower left to work on your project. Now you are tired and now you need a nap or cookies or watch a trashy movie or wait, that's just me. But really, relying on willpower is setting yourself up for failure. You need something bigger, something that does not rely on your own innate ability to get work done. So that's the problem number one that's keeping you stuck. The second thing that gets people to take action is based on the expectancy theory of motivation. Now, based on the expectancy theory of motivation, what drives people to take action is the belief that their efforts will result into a desired outcome. But not just that. Also their belief that they will in fact receive those rewards. And now this may seem like a small difference, but it's the difference between saying if you put in the hours and do the work, you might get the result, and versus saying if you put in the hours and do the work, you will get the results. And honestly, people are far more likely to work harder when they know they will get the results that they are working towards, versus this uncertainty that, okay, I know I might get those results, but I don't know by the time I reach the finish line whether I will actually get those results. And this small tiny difference makes everything move faster. If you know you will reach the finish line and there is a reward at the finish line, you will move faster. Recognizing those two factors, when I came up with Sold Out Launch, I decided that I did not want it to be one of those programs where people pay thousands, they throw the money at me, make me rich, and then never log into the program and never take action. But I also recognized that I could not rely on willpower alone to get people to take action. So what do you do? I came up with this idea of called functional behavioral leverage. And functional behavioral leverage recognizes that human beings are natural procrastinators. We are naturally drawn to a state of inertia. And if we don't have something bigger than ourselves pushing us forward and getting us into a forward momentum, we are very happy staying stuck in that state of inertia forever. You've seen it everywhere. People throwing thousands of dollars on coaching programs but not showing up for coaching calls, right? People taking on loans on their credit cards, being desperate to get into an online program, but then not logging into that program once. And that really was not what I wanted for Sold Out Launch. So when I created this concept of functional behavioral leverage, what I did was I found a way to use your own brain against you in a way that gets people to take action without relying on willpower. The first aspect of the functional behavioral leverage was what I called systematic stalking initiative. And the idea behind systematic stalking initiative was to not rely on willpower. And the way it worked was that people who chose to be stalked, they signed up to be stalked, and then every week they were required to post an update as to what they were doing on their launches. Now, they didn't have to launch the whole thing in a week, but it was just about forward momentum, making sure every week you're doing something on your launch. And then me and my team, every week, we would look at what they've done. And if we see that they've not posted an update, because we had a spreadsheet going and we could see who was posting an update and who was not, we would tag them, we would harass them, we would inbox them, just because we saw that they had the potential, but they needed that extra push to get things going. And just that small action, just that small taking the willpower out of the equation and being accountable for someone other than you, being accountable for your actions, actions and then being publicly shamed, not really shamed, but lovingly shamed into taking action really got people going. So because of Systematic Stalking Initiative, we had a course completion rate of 92%. 92% of people who signed up for the Systematic Stalking Initiative actually went ahead and completed the course. Now, I know that the course completion industry average is about 15%, so I know that this difference is huge, but honestly, this is what it boils down to. Do not rely on willpower. Rely on something that's bigger than yourself, being accountable to something other than just yourself. But the battle does not end here. I did just want them to go through the course, watch all the videos, finish all the worksheets, but not implement. Because yes, going through the course is a success. But what I really wanted was to get these people to launch. So I came up with something called Sold Out Launch Hall of Fame. And the way it worked was that I opened up my own email list of 26,000 people and my Facebook group of 10,000 people. And I told my SOL peeps that if you launch within a certain time frame, I gave them 3 deadlines, August 30th, September 30th, and October 30th. If you launch within these 3 deadlines, I will be sharing your pitches and your sales pages and your offers with my audience. Now, imagine that for a minute. You are just starting out. You don't have an audience. You don't have a Facebook group. You don't even have budget for Facebook ads. And someone who has an audience, someone who has a brand association, who has the trust and the liking of her audience, she's willing to put you in front of her audience. There is no better motivation to get things done, because one of the things that stops people, again, going back to the expectancy theory, they think they will put in the effort, then they will launch, but they don't have an audience, so no one will be able to find out. But now, the likelihood of people finding out about you, the likelihood of people seeing your offer has actually gone up exponentially, because now I am telling you, I will put you in front of my people if only you would launch within that time frame. And honestly, if I had that kind of an opportunity when I launched, if someone had told me, I'm willing to put you in front of my audience only if you create something. Because most people, what they do is they will put you in front of their audience only if you get the results. I'm not saying I will only do it if you get the results. I'm saying I will put you in front of my audience only if you launch. And that changes everything. Because of the SOL Hall of Fame, 41% of my sold out launch people actually launched within a 4-month period. I don't know the industry averages, because most people don't share industry averages when it comes to their success rates. They would just highlight 10, 20 star students and case studies, but they don't really talk about the laggers who never implemented, and probably there are thousands. I don't know about their numbers, but my gut tells me that 41% of people who sign up for a course actually get the results, actually launch, is pretty big. That's what I think. Now, I'm not saying this approach works for everyone. It may not work for you. You may not be the kind of person who likes to be stalked, or you may not be the kind of person who likes people being on their ass. You may want to do things on their own, on your own pace, and that's absolutely okay. But if you are guilty of taking courses and not finishing them, of investing thousands of dollars in programs and coaching and not really doing the work, it could probably be because you are relying on something that is not reliable, which is your willpower. So sold out launch, again, not to mention that sold out launch not only gives you the functional behavioral leverage, it also gives you every single thing that you need to launch. So it gives you the tech, it gives you the copy templates, it gives you the full launch strategy, it gives you the ads, it gives you the graphics. Every single thing that you need to launch is already in the program. But when we top it off with functional behavioral leverage, there really is no excuse that you will not launch. So if you're interested in checking out the program, if you're interested in reaping the benefits of functional behavioral leverage and be one of my SOL Hall of Fame students for the next round, you might want to get on the VIP list at soldoutlaunch.com. And I promise you, it is completely going to transform your business and your life and your mindset, because you will stop blaming yourself for not launching. You will realize that you need something bigger than yourself to actually get things done. You will realize that when you use your own brain against you for good, it really reaps massive rewards. I will see you inside Sold Out Launch. Thank you.